Hey, what's up everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to tie the strongest loop knot that I use for my fishing. What you guys see here is the raWr pencil. Okay, they're 3dB pencil stick. As you see, this is a sexy lure. It has nice prism. Okay, it's gonna flash like crazy when you walk the dog, and there's a knocker at the end. One thing this lure though does not have is that it does not come with a split ring. Obviously, you guys can add your own split ring, right? If you guys want to do so. Split rings are very easy to add. Or you guys use some sort of snaps. This is a paperclip style snap from raWr. They're prime snap, and they come in many different sizes. But anyway, what if you guys don't have terminal tackle? Well, you guys definitely want to tie a loop knot. And I like the Crease loop knot because the Crease loop knot is by far probably the strongest loop knot that I know. And in addition, because the way that you tie the knot, the very tag end points to the front. So when you're actually reeling this in, right, it's actually gonna pick up a little less weed than any sort of a knot where the tag end is pointing towards your main line. But anyway, let's break down how to tie this loop knot. And by the way, this one right here actually works pretty well too with thin line, but there is actually one difference. When I do tie this, I actually hybridize this knot with the Crease loop knot, which I'll show you guys a little later on in the video. Let's start off with the basic tying of this knot. First thing you want to do is you want to take ample enough line, especially if you are new to tying this knot here, because if you don't have enough line, well, that's one of the biggest mistakes for anglers trying to tie a knot and do not have enough line to tie the entire knot. You need to have enough line so you can cinch down the knot properly. Okay, so first thing what you want to do is take this guy right here and tie a overhand knot, just like so. See that? But you don't want to tie it down all the way. This knot is actually very important because this knot right here sizes the loop of your knot, and we could change this later, and I'll show you exactly how to do so. Next thing after you tie this knot here, this little overhand knot, forming that loop, right? You want to take your tag end and put it through your lure. Okay. Once you got that down, you slide that lure all the way down right there, and what you want to do is make it smaller. I like to keep this thing right here, this first loop, small as the lure eye, or just a little bit bigger, that's fine. If you have too big of a loop knot, what happens is it's going to cause drag, it's going to prevent the lure from walking as good compared to a small knot. I mean, like, if you guys think about it, right? Split rings are small for a reason, not because it saves material, but you know, it just walks a lot better. Okay, also it picks up a little less weeds. Okay, anyway, now with this tag in here, you want to go back the same way you do this knot. In fact, let me put this down for a second. Right, so here's just a short line just for demonstration purposes. Remember I told you to do this guy right here, the overhand knot, right? See how this wraps up this way? Well, what you want to do is actually do the same thing, same direction. So it's almost like doing, you know, multiple wraps. See that right there? That's what you're trying to achieve, right? So I remember exactly how I did my overhand knot. So I'm going in, back the same way. So into the hole, just like that. Okay. And what you want to do is, once you do that, you want to get rid of the second loop that you just created. Okay. So what you do is you just pull the tag end. By pulling the tag end, you will shrink that knot. So it basically kissing the other loop. Okay, see that? And right now, if you feel like your loop is too big, you can pull the main line and it will make the loop even smaller. Okay, and then sure, this side might become a little bit larger, and all you have to do is pull it down. Just like so. So it's hugging the other loop. Now from here, what you want to do is take a look at your wraps. Okay, you see how this tagging goes through the loop, right? And it's on the top. You need to bend it to go down. Okay, and then you go around your main line. If you go the other way, it's actually, the loop is actually going to be going this way, and it's actually a little weaker. You want that bend to go pushing against the loop. Okay, so it goes down, then you go around your main line, and I do about 5 wraps. Okay, and then once you finish your wraps, you take this guy your tag end and put it right through the hole right there. Okay, and then you can start pulling the line down a little bit so you have room to secure and make sure this thing don't fly off. And what you want to do is you want to take the main line and actually pull the main line. Okay, and when you pull the main line, you'll notice that first loop that you made is going to disappear, and it's actually going to transfer that space and form the second loop, and the second loop will enlarge. See that? Enlarges. And then that's when you actually wet the line, pull, boom. And that's why it's really important to start off making your loops smaller, right? Because when you're pulling this, you know, there's gonna be some line from here, there's gonna be some line from the other holes, and now you see that my loop knot is actually a lot larger, twice as large as that. So just for tutorial sakes, you know, I didn't really look too close because, you know, I am looking under the camera. But there you guys have it. That is the loop knot. And all you have to do is just trim that tag end. Obviously, when I'm stitching, you're supposed to wet the line. That's one of the most important things you need to do when you're using thin line too, because that is gonna really reduce the strength of your line. Now the heat, it does really bad to your line. But anyway, let me show you guys the second tying option. And it's only one tweak I really do for thin line. In fact, what I'll do is I'm gonna just grab a thin line and I'm gonna do it with a smaller lure, so it's much easier. All right, so previously you saw that I was using a green line, right? That's 20-pound test line, so it actually shows up very nicely on the video. Right now I'm using thin 4-pound test line, mono, okay, and it's orange, so it does show up pretty nice too with the black light. This is how we tie the modified Crease loop knot. It's basically is a hybrid to the Crease loop knot, and everything is very similar. There's only one additional step. So again, you start off by doing your overhand knot, okay? Then you take your lure, put this thing through here, and I actually use this knot more than the Crease loop knot, but you know, I always want to show people the traditional knots before I show my hybrid knots, because you know, people like to use popular knots. So anyway, here we are, right? We have the lure in here, and we put the line through the first loop, okay? Well, you actually not just put it one time, you actually do it twice. So that's one time, and we loop it around and go back down the hole another time. And the pro of doing this is it's gonna make it a lot easier too to control your loops as you're doing your tying. You know, everybody fishing in different conditions of water, you know, whether you guys fishing on boat, windy condition, having it like this, it doesn't slide as easy. So now I'm just pulling the main line. As you see, I'm making the first hole smaller, and then I formed another loop which I want to get rid of, so I pull the tag end while holding the main loop. Okay, so there you go. The second loop disappeared completely, and now I will have to wrap around the main line, and I'll do 6 times. That should be about 6. And then you take the tag end, you put it through the main hole. And this time I am definitely gonna wet it because again, it's very thin line. And what I'll do is first pull the main line. That first loop disappears. Okay. Then I don't want to cinch it down too hard. And now pull the tag end while it's wet. And I'm actually feathering back a little bit as I'm pulling the tag end, so it cinches down properly and lays very nice. And plus I'm doing it softly so that I don't destroy the whole thing, because this is 4-pound test line. And there you have it. Boom, your loop knot. And this is not gonna slip. Okay, not gonna slip at all. As long as you guys do the few things like I mentioned in this video, you wet the line, also have ample amount of line so that when you pull this thing, allowing it to slip a little bit and let it cinch down properly, that will not slip. You trim your line and you're good to go. All right, there you have it, my hybrid Crease loop, Crease loop knot. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. If you guys have a favorite loop knot, feel free to recommend Jimbo, because I am a knot fanatic. Are you guys not confident? I am. The fish don't wait. Practice your fishing knots and get out there and slay some fish.